Ladies and gentlemen.
You feel like you don't want to hate on the Patriots, but you want to hate on the Patriots. It's because I'm a Patriot fan.
New song now, a new favorite song,
which is
They Not Like Us.
They Not Like Us.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Doug Serravo Show. It is Dougie and Mendoza, which is brought to you by Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. As always, it's Dougie, it's Big Dave, and we have a special guest with us today, Keith McPherson from The Fan. Keith, what's up, bud?
What's good, fellas? Let's rock.
Appreciate having you on.
Super Bowl weekend.
Super Bowl 60. Now, I don't know if many of you agree with me, but I think the Seahawks are going to kill those New England Patriots, especially with that easy schedule they had. Right, Dave?
Like the Seahawks didn't have pretty much an easy schedule as well. Did we play 7 common teams this season? So, listen, I give Sam Darnold all the respect in the world. 14 win season, 2 times in back-to-back seasons. But I feel like he relies on Jackson Smith and Jigba too much. And Christian Gonzalez is one of the best backs in the league this season, man. So he's going to be locked up real tight. Sam Darnold's going to have to go to the quick throws. I just see the Patriots being still the better team.
I don't know. It's going to be tough.
Are we going around the horn, or is it coming to me next?
Feel free to interrupt Dave.
Listen, you could join in whenever you want. This is a no holds bar match out over here.
I like what you said about the common opponents. I didn't go back and look at the schedules, but something that I will say about the opponents is just in their division, the NFC West, like they had to play twice against 2 playoff teams, the Niners and the Rams, 2 playoff teams that won playoff games. We know what the AFC East is like. We know the AFC East is the Jets and the Dolphins, and the Bills are the one playoff team out of there. But I'll say this about that as well, like the teams that they play. And before we got live here, I joked about how spoiled Patriots fans are, but this is a completely different group and era for the Patriots. I get it; it's Robert Kraft. I get it; it's Mike Vrabel. But there's nobody on this team that played with Brady and went to those Super Bowls. There's not even like one old head on the offensive line or defensive line. These are young guys. And the thing about the Super Bowl is it is not a regular game. It is the most singular, abnormal, different type of bonanza. It's a TV program. It's a Bad Bunny concert. Bad Bunny, ba, ba, ba. What I'll say is, I think the Seahawks, at least having the familiarity of the building, the Seahawks having played the 49ers in there, maybe that gives them some comfort as well. But I don't think they'll need comfort. I think they're the better team. I think this is the best team, top to bottom, that the Patriots have played, and they have to play them on the biggest stage. And I think there's going to be some nervous energy, but ultimately defense wins championships, and the dark side defense should be able to stop Drake May and Ramondre Stevenson and Stephon Diggs?
Yeah, that's who they really have, realistically.
I mean, we got
Mac Hollins,
Kayshon Boutte over there, who showed out this season.
Yeah, but they're not really a number 1 receiver. They're not like a big name that sticks out to you like Jackson Smith.
See, that's the problem with football nowadays. Everybody's looking for that number 1 receiver. We have Drake May passing to every single player on his team. Hunter Henry, Stephon Diggs, Kai Williams at one point, Kayshon Boutte. All these guys are getting the ball. I hate the fact that we have to say that, oh, well, they don't have a star. But if you look at this Patriots team, they haven't had a star all season. Stephon Diggs kicked up halfway through the season and still played a great season, but everybody's contributed.
Austin Hooper, Super Bowl MVP.
I think Kyle Williams, anytime touchdown score.
You never know.
That's probably like Kyle Williams, if I had to guess, anytime touchdown scorer, that's got to be like plus 1,500.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
And I don't know if you guys saw, but want to see this Seahawks defensive back got hurt, his ankle.
Yeah, Eamon Worry, the rookie.
So, and he was one
That's
of their
not
best
good.
guys. So you got a guy like JSN going up against Christian Gonzalez, who's been locked down all season. Then you got that front that's going to attack Sam Darnold, and we know Sam Darnold doesn't play well under pressure. You got Milton Williams over there on one side. The line is stacked. You're going up against the best rushing defense this season. If you think about it, they held most running backs, and this is big time running backs, to less than 70 yards.
Yeah,
So
if you look at this Patriots team, though, they struggled against the big teams like the Bills, the Steelers. I just wonder how the pressure, it's a different game because that halftime is 18, 20 minutes long. You're going to have to make big adjustments compared to the regular season, Dave.
Well, that's going to come down. See, when you go to that halftime, that comes down to the coaching staff. The coaching staff is going to be your biggest thing right there. Is the adjustments from the coaching staff. The player's going to play how they play. Drake May's only a second-year quarterback. At that, he's a system quarterback right now. So it's going to take him probably another 2 years to become that elite guy if he's going to be that elite guy. But it's up to this coaching staff. We know Josh McDaniels over there. Mike Vrabel's talking to these guys, and they play well in the second half. We've seen 2 games from the Patriots in playoffs that were horrible games. What did anybody expect from Drake May? And they still came out with wins. They beat the number 1 defense, the number 2 defense, and the number 5 defense this season in the playoffs. So to say that the Seahawks defense is going to be that good against the Patriots, they may be well, but I don't think they're going to be better than the Texans defense.
I think you'll have to worry about them up front. I think you'll have to worry about Leonard Williams. I think you'll have to worry about DeMarcus Lawrence. I think you'll have to worry about that pass rush and also what they can do up there. Like they'll rush 4 and they'll get home, and what they can do to stop the run. I think if you force it to be a Drake May game where he's got the ball in his hands, he's either going to be checked down Charlie or he's going to turn it over, whether he's throwing a interception or not throwing an interception. But he coughs it up. He's fumbled in these playoffs. We've seen him fumble. So I think like the pressure of the moment, he's a second-year player playing in the Super Bowl for the New England Patriots. It's going to be big. Josh McDaniels is going to have to take some of that pressure off him. It's going to be a chess match between him and Mike McDonald. You know, when you talk about adjustments at halftime, I expect a low-scoring first half. I've been telling everybody that I could tell the over-under is 45.5. And if I had to bet, less than 20 points scored in the first half. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 10-7. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, 10-6. Or, if either team can get to 10, I'd be surprised. A touchdown and a field goal. I just think there's going to be a lot of nerves, a lot of jitters. You mentioned Sam Darnold. Hey, he's actually shown up this year, right? He's kind of got that monkey off his back, and he's kind of shaken that same Darnold, right, title where they say he's the same Darnold in big games. But this is the biggest game. This is called the big game. If there ever was a time for him to revert back to seeing ghosts, it'd be now. He was seeing ghosts with the Jets when he was playing against the Patriots.
Yep. And that's the thing is, what people don't realize is this is the biggest game of the season. And they've played through this whole season. They have some type of injury. They're talking about Drake May with a shoulder. Sam Darnold's been hurt here and there. All these players are getting hurt towards the end. So it's just the battle of who's going to survive this game, who's going to put up the numbers, who's going to be that guy that still has those fresh legs for them. So I see guys like Jackson Smith-Njigba, most receiving yards this season. That's a guy that's been running a lot this season, putting his body on the line a lot this season, while guys on the Patriots side have been moving the ball. Hunter Henry's seen the ball. Stephon Diggs seen the ball. Like I said, Booty, Kyle Williams at one point. Then you got in the backfield, Ramondre Stevenson, Trevion Henderson. So many guys.
Yeah, I look at this as a big test for both quarterbacks, just because you've never been there before. Sam hasn't played in a big game like this in his career. Drake May is new to this. So I think whoever scores first is going to have all the momentum. But who would you trust more to have the ball within the final 2 minutes? This isn't Patrick Mahomes. This isn't Matthew Stafford. Who would you trust more?
Go ahead. Because that's tough for me.
Well, you're going to say the Patriots, and I think the Patriots too, only because of this. They have a two-headed monster at running back. And late in the game, when you need those first downs, when you need to move the sticks, when you need to play it safe, like, let's not forget Zach Charbonnet is done. and it's all going to be on Kenneth Walker. And emotions get so revved up during this Super Bowl, he could be out of gas by the end of this game. And I don't even know the backup's name for Charbonnet. It doesn't matter. It's a guy that they shouldn't be relying on in the freaking Super Bowl. If they can't run the ball with Kenneth Walker late in the game to secure the victory and they're forced to throw it, that's where Sam Darnold makes a mistake. And everybody's going to be keyed up on JSN, right? There's a lot of people out there floating Cooper Kupp being the Super Bowl MVP because they know, hey, the focus of the defense is going to be stop JSN, stop Jackson Smith and Jig, but don't let him have a huge game. Don't let him have a record-setting game. So who do I trust more at the end of the game? Drake May, who can also do it with his legs. Sam Darnold can't run. If Drake May, like we saw it in the Denver game, right? Like the weather conditions were out of control with the snow. Use your legs and get the first down. Use your legs to move the chains and you know, basically call game. So I actually do trust the Patriots. If it's a tight one, I do trust the Patriots and Drake May more with the ball in his hands because of the running backs he has, the offensive coordinator he has. Not for nothing. We all know Clint Kubiak, he knows where his next destination is. He's 1 foot out the door. That never bodes well. That never bodes well in the conference championship Super Bowl. These coaches who are 1 foot out the door. I guess it worked last year with Kellen Moore, knowing that, you know, he was in New Orleans and going to join the Saints. But obviously with that Eagles team, they were winning anyway. What I'm saying is I think the Patriots are better suited for a close game, fourth quarter, if they have the ball to kill the clock. I think with Drake May, his legs, Travion Henderson, Ramondre Stevenson, Josh McDaniel calling the plays, I think they have the advantage over the Seahawks, who might be searching a little bit with Sam Darnold if he's not all the way dialed in and if Kenneth Walker is out of gas.
Yeah, I agree, because if you watch a lot of these games, a lot of teams that lost did not have that ball management at the end of a game. They were trying to throw the ball, pass it real quick. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? If you're up, I don't care if it's by 3-7 in the third, fourth quarter, you got to start running that ball more, getting that ball, that run game going, because that's going to be crucial down the road. And if you can't get that run game going, you're not going to be able to manage that clock. And if you can't manage that clock, you're not going to win the game.
Yeah, and I think the Patriots have that edge with Travion Henderson, who went to Ohio State University, has the experiences of playing in a big game.
Always bring up Ohio State. Here he goes.
What's the big deal? He has experience in playing in a national championship. It could take it to the Super Bowl. I don't understand, Dave, why you're so triggered over Ohio State beating, Notre Dame. That's right. But I think they have the running game edge. And when it comes to head coach, I like Vrabel before I do McDonald. Vrabel took the Tennessee Titans to the AFC title game. So I think Vrabel has the edge when it comes to the head coach.
As well as Josh McDaniels, because Josh McDaniels has been there plenty of times. So the adjustments from him are going to be great.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a low scoring game. I want to say it's a blowout, but Vrabel has a great defensive mind because he played that position. So I see the under. I really do, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with that, because, I mean, we got two defensive teams once again. You got Seattle, who's always have, you know, I don't care if they're not home, they're still going to have a 12-man somewhere. The Super Bowl crowd is going to be so loud at the end of the day. So that's going to be like another defense in there for both sides of the team field. So I think truly it is going to come down to coaching. Who's going to have the better coaching staff at the end of the day?
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sorry, I was muted. Cam Thomas has been waived from the Brooklyn Nets. I don't know if you guys are into hoop like that as well. Cam Thomas being just waived right at the deadline is insane to me. I got people texting me on Twitter going crazy. I'm like, wait, what?
He's the big name, right, for Brooklyn still?
Bro, this is a guy that they drafted, developed. He broke records. He broke one of Allen Iverson's records. He had multiple 40-point games in a row. Like, he's a bucket. And he had some injuries, and I know that he had some insubordination, bad body language and temper, but damn, to just waive the guy and get nothing for him is insane. He was a fan favorite. Anyway.
Yeah, that's a bad move.
That's New York sports for you, though. In reality,
whatever. We'll just throw this guy away because he doesn't fit our plan. We don't need him anymore. We drafted a bunch of other guys. He's a good player. Somebody's about to add him to their team that needs a scorer off the bench, and he's going to cook.
Well, that's also and I understand Lonzo Ball. I think he's a great player, just a ton of injuries, bad places. This man, I think he's going to be great wherever where did he get picked up somewhere or he got traded?
Utah. He's in Utah now.
Yeah. I think it's going to be perfect for wherever he goes. A lot of these guys, they get caught in that in between of, oh, they're great players and they have injuries that keep them out for an extended period of time and they get thrown to the side. And there's teams out there that can use that 6th, 7th guy to come off the bench and play for them and score for them. Because I think a lot of teams are missing depth. Like we looked at the Knicks when they had their run. I've always said it when they were making their run, they had no bench. You're gonna gas out sooner or later. Guys are gonna get hurt, and when you don't have bench, that's when you lose the game towards the end because these guys are gonna start shooting. The shooters are gonna come out.
Yeah, and I mean, just it's simple math in the NBA. Last year when they talked about the Knicks, somebody did a study on the amount of miles that they put on their legs compared to other teams when they got to the finish line. There's no reason, or there's an obvious reason that they're coming up short because they're taxed. That's why they fired Tibbs. And like, you can't beat an OKC that can go 10, 11 deep, and that when they go up and blow out teams during the regular season, they're sitting their guys down. It's the modern day NBA. You need depth. But yeah, not to throw us off track. I just like, it's just stupid, bro. Like, you just waive this kid. This is a young scorer. This is a guy. I don't know. Whatever, yo. Whatever.
Hey, you're good. That's part of the business. We got breaking news. You got to report.
I was hoping the Lakers would be like, yo, LeBron's gone. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold you for that. That's a whole new
Are you a Lakers fan?
I'm a Lakers fan.
He's gonna, I don't think, like, what's the point with LeBron after this year? Like,
I don't know what I listen.
He's not gonna make the money that, like,
yeah, I think he goes back to Cleveland on like a small 10-day
farewell
contract.
tour.
Yeah, either that or he just goes over to Science and to retire as a Cav because he's from Cleveland and all. But
he's gonna want to play it out. He's gonna want to go city to city, arena to arena. He's gonna want that Kobe Bryant farewell. Even though you're not Kobe Bryant to us.
Thank you.
yo, even though they don't love you like that, like Draymond told Paul Pierce. You ain't Kobe. True. They don't love you like that.
Listen, Kobe played out his career, and everybody was like, even when he retired, they didn't want him to retire.
Right.
At this point,
60 ball.
As a Laker fan, I feel like LeBron should have retired before the season started because bringing Bronny over to keep LeBron, this is a guy who takes off every single time of the year with an injury to go watch his kids play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
Come on.
Yeah, no, we see it.
If my cousin was on here, he'll defend LeBron James all day because he calls LeBron the GOAT.
I mean, I respect the king, but at the same time, it's a business. I mean, speaking of the business, like, look at Anthony Davis. They just got him up out of there from Dallas. Like that Nico Harrison trade with Luka is going to go down as the worst trade in the history of sports. And the Mavericks just had to get him up out of here so they could move forward, erase all memory of this if possible. It's not possible, but yeah, LeBron. At this point, we respect the king. But, like, it's a business. They need to win. The Lakers need to be at the top of the league for the whole league, like, for their franchise, for the business of basketball. And it's run its course. It's time. But, yeah, I don't want to waste my last 5 minutes with y'all on Lakers and Bron and Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas should go to the Lakers. He's a big Kobe fan.
That's kind of how I feel about Aaron Rodgers.
What are you guys' thoughts on Bad Bunny? I think Bad Bunny is bigger than the game. I tweeted, I don't know if you guys are on Twitter X, I tweeted out a video of a journalist who posted the media line to talk to Bad Bunny, and they were saying that line is the longest line to talk to anybody, longer than media night. I'm like, Bad Bunny has a chance to be bigger than the game, especially if it's.
He will be, honestly.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I saw Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico. I had the honor to go out there and watch him perform.
You're Puerto Rican?
Great. I'm Puerto Rican.
Okay.
I'm not a huge Bad Bunny fan like the rest of them. I appreciate his music. I don't go out searching for it. I'm an old school guy. I listen to old 90s, 2000s hip hop, R&B. But at the end of the day, I think, like you said, I think that he's going to be I think the ratings are going to be huge once the second quarter hits, because that's when people are going to start tuning in. So just so that they don't miss it. and it's gonna be so high when he's up there. The ratings may go down a little bit when he gets off the stage, but I think it's big. It's good for artists. It's globally getting reached out to other countries. You know, we got Mexico back in for next year to play football. We got Germany. We got so many, London, that we need to reach these other
Paris.
countries.
They're gonna play in
Yeah, they're
France.
playing
Yeah.
in Paris. I saw
Yeah,
that.
like, so you think a guy like Bad Bunny? I sent the video the other day. In China, they were singing a song. China, doing a karaoke style.
Album of the year at the Grammys.
People don't realize how big he is. And, you know, obviously you don't have to listen to his music, but when you see everybody talking about it, everybody posting about it, that's when you have to realize, okay, this guy is bigger than I know. And you got to appreciate it. You got to appreciate these big time artists.
Yeah,
No, I'm with it, bro.
It's good for the game. It's good for him to get publicity. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
He don't need it. He's the biggest artist in the world. Like streaming wise, there's nobody touching him. And
he's one of the highest paid artists because he has most of his masters. His rights
and what
to
he
himself.
did in Puerto Rico, specifically making that a Puerto Rico concert only, they said I think he put $400 million into the economy. So like they don't pay you to do the Super Bowl, right? Like he doesn't necessarily need the bump. Like when Usher did it a couple years ago, I felt like Usher needed the bump as like a resurgence. Yeah. Bad Bunny is just doing it as the stage of like, yo, I am at the height of my career. I just won album of the year, the first album to ever win album of the year completely in Spanish. Now I'm about to go rock the Super Bowl.
His show is going to be just as big as when Michael Jackson first did the show. Michael Jackson stood on that stage for 2 minutes in complete silence, and the crowd was just going nuts.
Because he could.
Yeah. So you think an artist like Bad Bunny that's globally known just like that, it's gonna go crazy. It's gonna go crazy over there.
He's gonna silence a lot of those skeptical, racist, ignorant people that are like, oh, he doesn't speak English. Yeah, but a lot of people watching don't speak English, and a lot of people watching do speak English and Spanish, and a lot of people that don't speak Spanish still like the vibe and feel and bop of the song, right?
And at the end of the day, he's still an American.
That's always the kicker, right? Because like these people are Puerto Rico. He said that at the Grammys because who was it? Trevor Noah was hosting the Grammys, and he's like, well, if the United States gets too crazy and you know, if the United States continues to be too crazy, can I come live with you? And he was like, I hate to break it to you, but like Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
Yeah.
Well, just people like to complain about nothing because they're miserable. They're miserable about their own lives.
Well, he also performed at the Super Bowl already.
Shakira.
Yeah, 2020 with Shakira. He came out.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So this isn't his first time. It's his first time hosting the halftime
him being
show.
Being the main event.
He was there with Shakira, and nobody had a this wasn't.
He's got to bring out Cardi B. He's got to bring out somebody.
That's what I said. The Bodega Biting's got to come out.
Speaking of Boricua, Jose Alvarado's Puerto Rican, right?
Oh, Jose Alvarado.
Yeah.
I see in the chat. Jose Alvarado obviously traded to the Knicks today. And then you hear about Deuce McBride and his injury and the surgery and timetable for him to return. It was a move that they needed to make. It gives you a backup point guard. It gives you depth. But I was saying to one of my homies, his mentality, if you watch Grand Theft Alvarado play, if you watch his tenacity, if you watch how he'll punch somebody in the face, Brooklyn, like if you're in the Garden and you got a little scrappy guy like that on the floor, he can get people up. He can get people out their seats. Like he's going to become a fan favorite because he's playing for the home team. He just opened up a court in Brooklyn. I'm happy for the kid to come back, especially as like the Knicks are trying to win the finals this year, nothing less. If he can be a part of a run to the finals, goated, epic, forever.
Mm-hmm. He's a Brooklyn boy. You know that. So, and he's good with the handles. I mean, good moving the ball, going up and down the court. He's a fast guy. Hey, this is what we
plays defense better than Brunson.
Teams need teams need deep players, and he's one of those guys that you don't mind coming off the bench for you.
All right, Keith, before we let you go, do you have a prediction for Sunday? Final score, MVP, a key takeaway?
Yeah. Final score. I think a lot of people are going to be taking the under. So I'm going to go a little bit over. Let me go final score 27-20 Seahawks. Sam Darnold MVP.
I like it.
What about you, Dougie?
Honestly, at first I was going to say 38-10 just to get Dave riled up. But I think it's going to be a defensive game, and it's going to come down to who's the smarter coach. But I'm still going to go with the Seattle Seahawks. I think they win this by a score of 21-17. It's going to be a close game. You can't make mistakes. You can't turn the ball over. So I really believe the Seahawks come out on top. And I think Jackson Smith does win the MVP.
Okay. Well, you know where I'm going because I'm a Patriot fan. I think it's going to be 24-13. I think the Patriots are going to win that game. I think Sam Darnold is going to get some points out of that.
24-13.
But I think the Patriots defense is going to be too much for them. I think they're going to be forcing the ball, which is going to lead to at least one defensive score. So that's where the 24 comes in. It'll bring them up just a little bit. I think Drake May is going to be better than people think. The weather should be in their favor for everybody. And the last two games he had were in blizzard conditions. You know, they played in New England. It was snowing already. They went to Denver within an hour. I think the field was full with snow. So I think that the Patriots have more weapons to move the ball around. They have a deeper backfield, so they'll be able to score a little bit more points than the Seahawks. So that's me, 24-13.
24-13. All right. I like that. Keith, it was a pleasure to have you on. We'll let you go. You're more than welcome to join us in the future. I really appreciate you coming on this episode.
Yeah, keep grinding, keep pushing, guys. Thanks for having me. Have a good one. Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, buddy. So, Dave, yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. We do have one more special guest before we end that show. I'm bringing Jimmy Drustin to give us his prediction, his thoughts of the big game. Jimmy Drust, welcome back. What do you think's going to happen this upcoming Sunday?
Did I pull a camera?
Hey guys, I'm back. I can't pull Cam Newton. I can't.
He's back.
So I talked to Dave multiple times, and Dave, I can't see you for some strange reason. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that was my camera. I'm getting it back up.
You're good. I talked about Dave about this a lot. I didn't get a chance to talk to you about it. I think it's going to be a closer game than everybody thinks, in my opinion, like we've been saying. And I don't know, everybody's like saying that like Kenneth Walker ain't going to make a difference. I beg to differ. Like, I know we got, Henderson and Stevenson, but Kenneth Walker has been playing on a whole different level the last weeks of the playoffs.
Yeah, he's looking good.
So and I know Dave's going to bring the stat, Patriots have been putting people under 50 yards per game.
Not tonight.
If you think about it, they haven't played a Kenneth Walker. They haven't played a top running back besides Cook. And then when they didn't Cook put 100 yards on them?
Yeah, he hit like 100, 150, maybe 120, like in the middle.
Yeah. So if that's going to be a factor, if he goes above 50 yards and maybe a little bit more, I think Seattle controls that game very well to keep Drake May off the field and everything.
Sorry, I was having camera problems.
No. So as I was just saying,
I
Dave,
heard
I was just
Kenneth Walker.
all right. You heard me. All right. I
don't want to hear it, Jimmy.
But that's because you're going to say the same factor about your other two running backs. Like this
What?
is that Henderson and
Seattle's
Stevenson.
a big test for the Patriots this year.
I think so too, because it's you're going to get the top offense and a top defense.
Yeah, but you're talking about Kenneth Walker, who's gonna run
act
the
like he's
whole
doing a
game.
big
The
game.
whole game. He's the only back.
It's fine. You did it without Henderson. Did it without Stevenson a couple of games and everything on your run and everything. If they are managing to go. They're always ready to go. Those running backs. They're always ready to go for long games.
Yeah, but you're
Always.
still talking about a 2-man back versus a 1-man back now. That's going to be tough. He's got a you're talking about a running back that's going to have to block a lot more. All right, on both sides, so that defense doesn't come through that line.
But
So
he's
you're
done
talking about him wear and tear throughout that game.
But he did it against San Fran's defense that is pretty good front, and he did it against the Rams defense that was pretty good and kept him pretty protective. I think he could do the job. I think he's the X factor of that game and everything.
And
I
I'm not here to attack Jimmy or the Steelers, but I have the numbers in front of me. Steelers have a great front end defense. He put up 105 on 13 attempts against that Steelers defense.
Yeah, and other running backs we took care of, like Devon A-Chain. He's arguably top 5 this year, correct? Took him out of the game. Who's on their team? Derrick Henry, the one game, the final game of the season, took him out of the second half. He had 100 yards in the first half. He had 13 more yards in the second half. Took care of him in the second half. Who's another good running back? Stevenson. All right, let's talk about the Patriots. How many yards and fumbles did he have? Had like 3 or 4 fumbles, and then he
the
had
whole
only
season.
no. The game specifically.
Yeah, Patriots Steelers. Steelers made them look like they were lost.
Yeah,
Like
game 2 of the season? I don't want to hear
Yeah,
that.
3 or
Game 3.
game
It's a
3,
whole
but still,
different team since the beginning of the season. This is a whole different team.
But still, after Seattle lost to the Rams, they went on a tear. They played great teams after. They played Houston. They played Jacksonville. They played the Rams against Seattle.
Besides the division, Seattle's played the same amount of teams as the Patriots. I think it's 7 common teams we've played.
Yeah, but they played more playoff teams that were in the playoffs this year and last year compared to what you played.
A Texans team that everybody was like, oh, it's the Texans, the Patriots. Now it's a team that Seattle's played. Oh, big. Now it's a big deal. Now it's a big deal all of a sudden.
No, it was always a big deal. It's just that offense of Texans sucked. I even said it to you. I said, if Houston could keep them in that game, they should win. But I feel like the offense is going to screw them over. And I told you this. And then then you went to the Denver that only let you score 10 points. And I kept telling you,
10 points in a blizzard. Come on.
It was before the blizzard.
Let me make okay. Dave's saying, all right, you want me to call you delusional Dave now? All right. He's saying same schedule, same opponents. Versus winning teams, Seattle is 8-2, 6-1 versus losing. The Patriots.
And those 2 teams they place were in the same conference with San Fran and the Rams, and they beat them twice.
The Patriots, on the other hand, 11-1 versus losing, versus winning 3-2. So how is that the same schedule? The same opponents?
Because they've played the same opponents as us. They've played the Texans like us. Like, come on.
If we're gonna say regular season, no. You're gonna say playoffs, yes. Like, it's different. They played in a regular season where it more counted towards them having home field advantage. You guys played most of the time teams under 500. They played a lot of teams over 500.
Let me see what the teams were. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up right now.
They had to play Jacksonville, Tennessee, Houston, and the Colts. And the Colts were still 500 when they played them with Phil Rivers, and that game was only a 3-point game.
Yeah, that was a close game.
With Phil Rivers being as the quarterback, and he played decent. And then what was the other side? Who else they played?
Here we go, right here.
I'm trying to think the other 4 teams they played.
Both teams played the Panthers, Saints, the Texans, the Bucks, then the Steelers.
Right. And then the Patriots lost to the Steelers, and Seattle beat the Steelers.
Okay, I believe Seattle lost to the Bucks, and we beat the Bucks. So,
yeah, well, but you beat the Bucks towards the end of they were sucking at the end.
Yeah, you got them at the wrong time, Dave.
If you got to the
Oh,
beginning,
we got them at the wrong time, halfway through the season. Sorry.
if you got them but you said the same thing about the Steelers. You played the Steelers week fucking 3. If they
No,
Yeah,
played,
you said that, Dave. Oh,
if they
week
would've-
3. I don't want to
if
hear
they
about
would've played-
week 3.
hold on.
Week three. It's the beginning of the season. We played
But
the
they
Bucs
would've-
like week 9.
if you would have played the Bucks, oh god, I don't know why you left. You played the Bucks week 1 or 2.
Because
would've
I'm enjoying
steamrolled you.
this.
They would have steamrolled them.
Who? If we would have played the Bucs?
Tampa, yeah.
Why
Where-
couldn't it just be the Patriots were that just good to beat the Bucs? All of a sudden, no, the Bucs suck. Oh. Every
The
time
Bucs
the
did
Patriots
towards
every
the
time
end.
the Patriots
Towards
play
the
somebody,
it
it's-
was towards the
it's
end.
an excuse. It's an excuse. The Patriots were given 8.5 wins this season. They got 14 wins this season. There's not many teams that go from 4-win seasons back to back 4 wins at that with the whole new coaching staff, a whole new team basically, and get 14 wins in a season to make it all the way to the Super Bowl.
But did you have this different team? The only add-on you added on was getting fucking Stephon Diggs, and you got a rookie offensive tackle. That's really all you did. Your defense was already
Milton
decent.
Williams on the defense. They ended up getting him.
You also
that's
got
it.
Mike. You also got Mike Vrabel. Big
that's-
difference.
Yeah, but that's it. You didn't add too much to that team.
A Mike Vrabel team that was fired by the Tennessee Titans and then finally picked up by the New England Patriots.
Yeah, but also too, think about it. All right, they were last in their division last year. Patriots were right, correct?
Yeah, four wins on a season.
And then Seattle last year, because you want to say that they're the same team. Seattle last year was what, second in their division? Because I think the Cardinals sucked, and I think the San Fran sucked. They went on a losing streak, I believe, but they sucked. So then Seattle, they had a quarterback that changed the whole morale of that team.
They were 10-7. Hold on. They were 10-7 last season. They won four more games this season.
Seattle,
right? What, 5 more games?
but did Seattle? I don't think Seattle went to the playoffs last year.
Yeah, they missed it.
They missed it.
They were tied with the Rams for the division, second place, 10-7.
Yeah. So
But
but
what
you
was
also
their
had
record this year?
14-3.
So they finished 14-3. They won 4 more games this season than they did last season. They already had 10 wins on the season. They were already a good team. They missed the playoffs to the Rams. They were tied with the Rams in the division.
But you also had Geno Smith as that quarterback. When Sam Darnold came in, that
Yeah,
was like,
hold on.
Sam Darnold.
So
Sam
you
Darnold's
had-
going to be so different.
You had a
Sam Darnold's gonna be
10-win
so
season
different.
with Geno Smith. Come on. 10-win season with Geno Smith.
Because
and got
last
Sam
year,
Darnold, who had 14 wins coming off of that season, to go to Seattle and give another 14 wins. They gave 4 more wins. Okay, now you're talking about a Patriots team with the new head coach. Okay, an offensive coordinator that just came back that Drake May hasn't played with. Okay, you got Milton Williams that they picked up on defense. You got a rookie at left tackle with Will Campbell. I don't want to hear it. The difference is huge in margin right there.
Well, Seattle had a new head coach coming in and everything.
They added Cooper Kupp.
A new quarterback. They had a Cooper Kupp that everybody says is washed, but he's been playing great lately.
We knew Cooper Kupp wasn't washed. He was still a decent player.
Exactly, but everyone said he was washing. We all disagree. We all said he's still good. But you had a new team, pretty much a new coordinator they had, and a new defensive coordinator because they moved off from the other defensive coordinator and got a new one.
The same thing in the Patriots. Our defensive coordinator was out for cancer or something.
Yeah,
so they had another defensive coordinator come in and take his place.
Yeah, but still, it was under the same tree.
I think it was the linebackers coach moved over.
Yeah, it was the linebackers coach that was taught underneath him. They had a whole
different.
It does matter. It's under the same tree.
Mindset.
It's under no, it's not. It's under the same tree. He's like, oh, okay, we're gonna do the same thing we've been running with the old DC. It's probably exactly the same scheme.
It probably is.
Because the only thing that's different is that you had Christian Gonzalez come back at the right time for you guys and everything. Like he was out for the whole season last year. He was out for the last. Yeah, he was out all last season.
You're talking about a whole new team put together this season.
Not really.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you a question, Dave.
Really? You got Trevion Henderson in the backfield to add to Ramondre Stevenson, who was there. That's another second backup running back that's playing perfectly well. Diggs came over. Diggs came off of an injury. Okay, halfway through the season, finally stepped up. Kayshon Boutte was not that man last season. None of these guys were. They were all dropping the ball, and they all started stepping up. Hunter Henry started stepping up. The defense is playing better.
Defense was always there. It was just
and the Patriots are undefeated right now when Christian Gonzalez and Milton Williams play together at the same
I know
time.
what you're talking about.
Dave,
Yeah.
Dave, let me ask you a question though. But Josh McDaniels has been there, right, throughout Drake May's career.
I said Josh McDaniels. Well,
So it's the
Not
same
last
offense.
year. Not last year. I don't think he was
there. I don't think
No, I don't
wasn't
think he was
there?
there.
they
don't
brought him
think he-
back this year.
I think that but so that's to the point. You brought in a guy that's already familiarized with that offense and everything.
No,
that
because
knows-
it's a different style of quarterback when Tom Brady was there and all those other guys were there.
Do
You're
you
talking
think
about
it's
a whole
real-
different playing
the
style.
only difference with Drake May is the running.
So you add that into your scheme, that changes.
Yeah, but then when you get older, you're not going to be running as
I
much.
think we'd be having a different conversation if Sean Payton wasn't a dumb head coach, and if Bo Nix was in the lineup. I think we'd be having a different conversation right now.
I don't think the conversation would be that different if Bo Nix was in the lineup or not. That
think
condition
so.
was horrible.
I think so.
I think
but
so. 10 points.
That first half was not as bad. I think he would have done damage.
Come on, 7 points.
I think he played just like how Bo Nix would have played.
No, I don't
Bullshit.
think so.
Moving the
Bullshit.
ball,
No.
throwing
No.
the ball on the run, which
Bullshit,
he did.
Dave.
Yeah, but I think he would have been more accurate than the other guy was. And
Come
everything.
on.
He
Come
would
on.
have put it behind the half the guys that they were. Half those balls were behind them or two front of them. They couldn't get
Come
to
on.
it.
Jarrett Stidham. Woohoo.
Still
Yeah.
got an arm on him. Still threw a great game.
Yeah, it still had a great game for what it was, but still the point, if Bo Nix was there, a bit different story.
You don't know that because the weather conditions played a big factor into that
In
game.
the second
Why you
half.
In the
in the
second
se-
half, Dave.
in the
Did it
second
snow the
half.
first
Half, the
quarter?
second
Did
quarter.
it snow the first and the second quarter?
It
No.
snowed in the second quarter.
No, it didn't. It was
No,
clear
it
in the
did
second
not.
quarter.
Shane was there. He told me the weather was
The
fine. till
third
the
and fourth
third
quarters
quarter.
when it got so bad that they started relying on running the ball a lot more than passing.
They
And
scored
that's- that-
7 points.
And that's bad. And then who needed to step up? It needed to be Harvey, and it needed to be Henderson and Stevenson. And Stevenson stepped up. I'll give him credit. He stepped up in that game. Harvey should have, and he didn't. And so then it had to be relying on the backup quarterback. If it was Bo Nix, it'd be a different story because he could run too. We saw this. We saw this in the
Denver would've
Denver
won.
game. Denver probably would have won that game. Just gonna say. But still, Patriots won. Nothing to do with Patriots. We're again a Patriots Seattle Super Bowl, and I think it's gonna be a great game. If you want my final prediction, my final score, I think it's gonna be 21-23 Seattle.
Yeah, I see Seattle
What'd you
pulling
say?
it.
I think it's going to be 21-23 Seattle. It's going to be the final score of that game. I think it's going to be close enough, and I think Sam Darnold gets MVP.
Sorry, Dave.
I think it's 24-13 Patriots. So
That's crazy. If we're going to say that's crazy. So they're going to win that by that much.
Yeah, no.
I think
I
they
think
get a
it's
defensive touchdown.
I'm going to say this. I think it's always what it is. Either it's going to be a close game or somebody's getting blown out. We're going to find out.
I would
Yeah,
love
I
it
mean,
if it was the
if you think
Seattle
about it,
Seahawks
all right.
blowing them out.
It is going to be what it is.
24-13, right?
That's 11 points.
All right. And I think that there's going to be 24 because of the fact that there's going to be a defensive touchdown. So that's without you take that away, that's 17-13.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is it going to be more by what team has been more consistent with that than those other two teams?
Seattle.
Seattle.
For what?
Defensive touchdowns. Seattle.
Mm,
Seattle from top to bottom, from the kickoff team, the special team, special teams, offense, defense. They have been the best team with all three categories being there. They have scored off the kickoff, offensively and defensively. We've seen it multiple times.
So we saw Marcus Jones do it too. So
Yeah, but more times
than
than more times with Rasheed was probably the best besides Jacoby Myers, the best pickup in the trades or whatever, in the trade deadlines. It was the best pickup. What is this I'm seeing?
All right, this is what ChatGPT says. Super Bowl 60 prediction. Seahawks 28, Patriots 24. Defense shows up late. Pass move the ball, but Seattle gets one game swing stop in the fourth. QB edge in crunch time. When it's tight and the lights are brightest, I trust Seattle's offense to finish the drive more than New England's to answer. Patriots hang around all night. This isn't a blowout. It's tense, physical, and comes down to one possession. Signature moment. Seahawks score with under 3 minutes left. Patriots drive stalls around midfield. MVP, Seahawks quarterback, efficient, not flashy, one big throw, everyone replays all week. And he's done that all year.
Like Sam Darnold has been that guy, and I think all Jets fans are kicking themselves in the fucking ass because they let that guy go. And he even last year when he went to Minnesota, he had what they had a 14 name a quarterback that went from a different team that had went 14 games.
And look at the difference for Minnesota this year.
And because they relied on J.J. McCarthy, which they already had a stud, and said with Kevin O'Connell being a great head coach as he was, and I look at them now. They're like second. They were last in their own division.
Yeah, big difference.
We'll see, but it's going to be a great game and everything. So we'll see.
I think it's going to be closer than what people think.
I think so too. Like I said, it's either going to be, in my opinion, a blowout or it's going to be very close, which I'm leaning more towards being very close.
Yeah, and Dave, we'll be waiting for you in Cancun.
Jesus Christ.
Aaron Rodgers and Jimmy's there. Me and Jackson Dart's there. John.
I think everybody will be in Cancun after this game.
Exactly.
Oh, of course, but we're waiting for you.
Either celebrating or drawing your sorrows away. Either way.
Must be nice.
Must be Dave, nice.
Good luck on Sunday. I hope it's a good game for you. Jimmy, thank you for coming on. Thank you
for having me.
Of course. Thank you to Keith McPherson for coming on. We'll see everybody next time. Enjoy the game on Sunday. Can't believe this season ended already. Football flies by.
Must be nice.
It's baseball season, baby.
Yeah, baseball is underway. Spring training, pitchers and catchers report. Yankees are bringing it back. What a joke by them. Mets have been big spenders all year. So we'll see how this baseball season goes. Looking forward to it. Everybody, enjoy the game, man. Let's go, Hawks.
Fuck the Dodgers.
Yeah. I agree with you on that, Dave. I agree.
Let's go Mets.
Oh my God.
But here's the thing. This is what I'll say. So what?
I'm gonna build a school. I might be crooked enough to say I'm gonna have my fun.
I don't think either. Both are important. I think to me, gold was back.
I think he prefers to be called Johnny Manziel.
You know, he's going against the machine, honestly. The machine is really